Welcome to ZooCast UK, filled with news, views and information about UK zoos, safari parks, aquariums and other animal parks.
We'll be looking at all aspects of UK zoos, the animals they care for now on site and those they conserve in the wild, how they got started and their hopes for the future.
Many zoos held their annual animal count this month, tallying up all the creatures in their care.
When Chester Zoo had their head count, they discovered that the zoo houses over 21,000 animals.
The exact number was 21,314, consisting of almost 500 different species, including some of the world's most endangered, comprising 1,268 mammals, 1,880 birds, 349 reptiles, 728 amphibians, 7,616 fish, and 9,473 insects. The zoo has more animals than ever before since it opened in 1931. Bear in mind that for the smallest zoo inhabitants, such as leafcutter ants, their entire colony is counted as one. The count is compulsory as part of the zoo's operating licence, and the data collected helps inform global breeding programmes. During the past year, there have been many new arrivals at the zoo, including 2 critically endangered eastern black rhino calves, 7 endangered African painted dog pups, the first of their kind to be born at the zoo, and world-first breedings of highly threatened Bermudian skinks and Catalonian newts.
The work of Chester Zoo and other good zoos has never been more important as it is now to save endangered species. But do you think they've worked out that all these extra animals means next year's head count will be even more difficult and challenging?
Possibly not, although if they did need help, we'd be willing to go.
Absolutely! But talking of conservation, our next story is an urgent appeal launched by Bristol Zoo to help gorillas in the wild.
The zoo is aiming to raise £10,000 to help build a safe haven in Africa for western lowland gorillas.
These beautiful, majestic animals are the innocent victims of the brutal bush meat trade, which causes the death of thousands of adult gorillas each year. These slaughtered adults leave behind distraught, bewildered babies, and it's a group of 22 of these orphaned gorillas being cared for by a sanctuary in Newquay National Park in Cameroon, with which Bristol Zoological Society has worked for the past 20 years. The individual stories behind the group are heartbreaking, like poor Shufai, who was found as a baby with gunshot injuries after his mother was killed by hunters. He endured months of rehabilitation, but eventually had to have his arm amputated above the elbow. And Nona was hours away from death when she was rescued from a hunter's camp. Wounded by the bullets that had killed her mother, she had been left for days without food or water. Nona was rescued just in time and taken to the sanctuary, where she has grown into a beautiful young adult with a family of her own. Now, all the gorillas need bigger enclosures. A team from Bristol Zoo is heading out to Cameroon in February to help build them, and they're asking for help to raise the necessary money. Larger enclosures built in the forest would allow several family groups and younger male gorillas to live together.
Western lowland gorillas are listed as critically endangered, and without the help of sanctuaries like Newquay National Park, they could be lost forever.
To help ensure the future for these gorillas, go to the link that you'll find in our description box and on our website.
Did you know that each minute in the UK, 500 disposable coffee cups are thrown away, totalling a waste of 2.5 billion coffee cups per year?
Even when those cups are recycled, few centres can cope with the plastic and paper components involved, and in any case, only 1 in 400 cups is actually recycled.
Ark Farm currently holds gold in the Green Tourism Business Scheme and has recently won the Gold Award for its sustainable efforts in the Bristol, Bath and Somerset Tourism Awards. The zoo is now going even further in its green initiatives and will only use compostable packaging to ensure that they do not send anything to landfill.
That's fantastic!
It's a giant step forward, isn't it? And talking of giant,
I see what you did there. Nice segue.
Get ready to come face to face with a real-life giant at Drusillas Park in East Sussex.
Yes, because new for 2018, the park is giving you the unique opportunity to get up close and personal with their giant anteaters.
The gentle giants are very popular with visitors to the zoo, and with the help of a highly trained zookeeper, anteater fans can now feed Ollie and Diego and learn all about them. The experience is open to anyone aged 6 years and over.
Some of the other encounter experiences the zoo offers are lunch with a lemur, meerkat meeting, snuggle up with a snake and tickle a tarantula.
Some of those I would like more than others.
I know, but here's one that you'll definitely like because the zoo's latest arrivals are twin, baby, cotton-top tamarins.
And they're an endangered species too, so that's wonderful.
Drusillas Park has launched a competition to name the dynamic duo. And since the babies are inseparable, the zoo wants names that work well together like chocolate and chip, caramel and toffee, fortune and cookie, etc. And names should also be gender neutral as the baby's sex isn't known yet.
You can find out more at the Drusillas Park Facebook page.
But be quick because the competition closes on Tuesday the 30th of January 2018.
There is yet more good news for endangered species this month at Newquay Zoo.
Yes, because they've managed to breed a Philippine spotted deer, which is perhaps the most endangered deer in the world.
The new arrival, a female, was born overnight, which is typical of the species, and joins her parents and older brother Trevor. Newquay Zoo is part of the European stud book for the breed, and let's hope her arrival helps secure the future for Philippine spotted deer, which are still hunted in the wild, despite legal protection intended to prevent them from being poached.
Meanwhile, London Zoo was celebrating the birth of an endangered okapi.
They named the calf Meghan after the royal bride-to-be Meghan Markle.
After a 14-month gestation, it was a relatively speedy birth for first-time mum Oni, with the youngster emerging in just over half an hour, and it wasn't long before keepers, watching on camera from the next room, saw the newborn rise up to take her first tentative steps towards mum for a feed. An important addition to the zoo family, Meghan is already a firm favourite among visitors. Meghan's birth is a great opportunity to draw attention to the okapi, which is an extremely endangered species.
Oh, and how cute are okapis with their unusual markings.
They're beautiful, aren't they? And we're staying in the maternity wing for our last story, which is news of the first ever Kirk's dik-dik born at Twycross Zoo.
Kirk's dik-dik are a small antelope species originally from East Africa. They're named after the dik-dik call they make when startled. They move in a series of zigzag leaps while making this call, aiming to confuse predators.
If you fancy going to Twycross to see young Junior, as she's been called, early February might be the time, especially if you have young children.
The zoo is offering local families term-time discounted entry right up until the 9th of February, so little ones with their mum, dad or grandparents can enjoy a peaceful visit to the zoo while most people are back at work or at school. Twycross toddlers will offer entry to adults and children aged 3 to 15 years for only £5, and as always, under 3s go free. There are further discounts at the shop and cafes. Check out our website and social media feeds for more or go to twycross.org. We hope you've enjoyed our first ZooCast, and you can keep up to date with the latest news, views and information on UK zoos on our Facebook page,
Twitter,
Instagram,
Tumblr
and YouTube.
And we're not quite finished yet, because if you're looking for a fun activity to do with the kids during half term, do check out Bristol Zoo's Zoo Detectives event.
It's a zoo done it. And don't forget to visit our website zoocast.co.uk.
See you next time.